FDR's New Deal, its legacy and lessons in an age of billionaires and tax breaks. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, implemented in response to the Great Depression of the 1930s, was one of the most ambitious government programs in American history. It reshaped the role of the federal government, established social safety nets, and sought to curb the excesses of unregulated capitalism. Today, as wealth inequality reaches historic levels and billionaires benefit from unprecedented tax breaks, the lessons of the New Deal are more relevant than ever. The New Deal and the fight against inequality. At its core, the New Deal was designed to address the extreme disparities in wealth and power that had contributed to the Great Depression. Through policies like Social Security, labor protections, and public works programs, Roosevelt sought to create a fairer economic system that would benefit all Americans, not just the wealthy elite. This stands in stark contrast to today's economic reality, where billionaires amass staggering wealth while working-class and middle-class Americans struggle with stagnant wages, job insecurity, and a diminishing social safety net. The New Deal's commitment to redistribution and economic justice provides a model for addressing modern inequality. Government intervention versus deregulation. Roosevelt's administration recognized that unchecked corporate power and speculative excess had contributed to the economic collapse of the 1920s. The New Deal's regulatory framework, including the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the Banking Act of 1933, Glass-Steagall Act, was designed to prevent future economic crises by placing checks on corporate greed. However, in the decades since, many of these regulations have been dismantled, contributing to the financial crises of 2008 and the growing dominance of billionaires in politics and the economy. Today's ultra-wealthy individuals and corporations leverage tax loopholes, offshore accounts, and political influence to avoid paying their fair share, resulting in a system that favors the few over the many. The lesson from the New Deal is clear. Strong government oversight is essential to ensuring economic stability and fairness. Creation of the modern social safety net. Programs like Social Security, unemployment insurance, and public works projects provided relief to millions of struggling Americans and laid the foundation for later expansions of government assistance, such as Medicare and Medicaid. Today, however, many of these programs face political and financial threats. Calls to privatize Social Security, cut unemployment benefits, and slash healthcare funding are reminiscent of the opposition Roosevelt faced from business elites who saw the New Deal as an attack on their wealth and power. The fight to preserve and expand social programs is a continuation of the struggle that began in the 1930s, the role of billionaires in politics. One of the starkest differences between Roosevelt's time and today is the outsized role of billionaires in shaping government policy. While the New Deal sought to rein in corporate influence, modern billionaires use their wealth to lobby for tax cuts, deregulation, and policies that further entrench economic inequality. Figures like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and other tech magnates have amassed fortunes that exceed the GDP of many nations, yet they often pay little in taxes relative to their wealth. The tax breaks given to the ultra-rich in recent years mirror the Gilded Age excesses that Roosevelt worked to counteract. The New Deal teaches us that progressive taxation and corporate accountability are necessary to sustain a fair and functional democracy. A call for a New Deal. As economic inequality deepens and billionaires wield unprecedented power, the need for a modernized New Deal is clear. This could take the form of stronger labor protections, wealth taxes, universal healthcare, and public investments in infrastructure and green energy. Just as Roosevelt responded to the crisis of his time with bold government action, today's leaders must rise to the challenge of addressing inequality and ensuring economic opportunity for all. The New Deal's history serves as both a cautionary tale and a roadmap. It reminds us that unregulated capitalism leads to instability and suffering, but that government action, when driven by public interest rather than corporate influence, can create a more just society. The question now is whether we will learn from the past or continue down a path that favors billionaires at the expense of everyone else.